Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. I hope you had a great weekend. Today my project is one I made out of the DSP. It holds 2 of the Lindor Truffles. I got this big bag, I think was $11 at my warehouse store. So this will do a whole bunch. If you have a lot to do, these are not hard to mass produce at all. All right, so first I'm going to do the giveaway for this Festive and Fun stamp set. I will get this out in the mail today. And we had quite a few people email me. Okay, so I'm going to pick it. I'm not going to say the last name. I'm going to try not to say it. Okay. Let me see which way so I can cover up the last name. It's this way. Lori E. Okay, so Lori E, I'll be sending you an email for you to send me your address so I can get it out in the mail to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much to everybody who entered. I appreciate it so much. Okay, so I'm using the, nope, not the Festive and Fun, the Christmas Classic stamp set for the label here, and I used the Merry and Bright dies for these 2 and the Nested Essentials for the actual tag. All right. Okay, so what we need, it measures 2.5 by 3.5 by 1 1/4 at the bottom. So what we need for this project is 1 piece of the Joy of Christmas Designer Series paper that is 8 by 5.5. So if you're going to do this with cardstock, you can get 2 out of each sheet. You can get 2 out of each 12 by 12 sheet also. All right, so 8 by 5.5. All right, and then I just cut out, I used foil paper from last year. Now we have a Melon Mambo and a Granny Apple Green foil. These are red and green, so you could change it up and use the, if you have the other foil, you could use the Merry Bright and Merry Bold and Bright Designer Series paper if you wanted to match the foils. And I used silver foil for the caps of that. All right, then this is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and tax. And I wanted to show you, okay, this, I'm going to just show you the cover. This is the new mini catalog, January till April 2024. I can only show you the front, and I can't seem to locate my celebration one, which is free product for every $50 you spend out of that little teeny catalog. Anyone who has spent $50 or more with me in the last year, I sent you one. You should be getting it in the next couple weeks. All right. So let's get my Simply Scored, and we're going to start on that 8-inch side. We're going to score at 1/2, 3, 4 1/4, and 6 3/4. Turn it to the 5.5-inch side and score at 1 1/4 and 4 3/4. Okie doke. All right, and then I'm just going to fold and burnish with my fingers because it's just DSP. We don't need to. You can use your bone folder, but I'm just going to do it with my fingers. Alrighty. So how this is, the 1/2-inch rectangle is over here. And there is a 3/4-inch strip at the top, 1 1/4 on the bottom. And this is what we're going to do. I just got a little bit of iced tea on there, sorry. Okay, so we're going to start over here. And we're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into that skinny rectangle. Go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line and the next score line. Cut it to the first score line and wedge both sides of that square. Go to the last score line, cut it to the first score line and wedge both sides of that square. Alright, then turn it around and we're going to count to the third score line. So it's 1, 2, 3. Cut it to the first score line and then we're going to take everything off those 3 sections. It's hard to see with this DSP a little bit. Okay. Then go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and wedge up into the skinny rectangle. Okay, now turn it back so that what's left of that skinny rectangle is over here. And we're going to round the corners of this top piece here. Okay, and that's what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. All right, then we're going to get our tear and tape and put it on what's left of the skinny rectangle next to the score line. Take the backing off. Okay, flip over the side with the tape and then the other side to meet it. Push in your tabs and put a little glue on them. Pull down the back and then put glue on the back of the front and close it up. Alrighty, let's let that dry a minute and we'll work on these first. Alright, I'm going to use tear and tape because whenever I use glue on the foil, it gets all messy and I have a hard time. So I'm just going to put a tiny piece of tear and tape. You can use Stampin' Seal Plus if you want to. And put it on this little edge here at the top of the bulb. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to get that off, the backing off. Okay, make sure any edges are rolled back. And then take your cap, which I cut out of silver foil, and this is from the Merry and Bright dies. And then just put that right on top. And then you don't have so much glue on your fingers or anything like that. Alright, so we're done with them. Now we need some basic white cardstock, which I neglected to tell you we needed before. Okay, let's use a new sheet. And just remember, we're going to be cutting it out with the Nested Essential die, this one, that's this big. Okay, so just make sure there's enough room to cut that out. I'm using Old Olive first and then Cherry Cobbler inks. And we need a piece of scrap to stamp on. This pine sprig is from the Christmas Classics, and I'm going to stamp it in Old Olive, stamp it off once, and then stamp it on my basic white. And then I'm going to get Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to use the Deck the Halls sentiment from the same stamp set. I'm just going to kind of put it in the middle of that sprig. All right. And then I'm going to cut it out with this largest banner die, and I'll be right back. And there is our tag. All right, so now this is dry. I'm going to get 2 of my truffles out. And put them in there. And then I'm just going to squeeze the sides and it will go up as far as it wants to with the truffles in there. I'm using this clip is from Walmart, actually. Came in a little box hanging in the stationery aisle. There's about 40 of them for $2 or $3. All right, I'm going to flip both of these little edges up here. And I'm going to clip it right in the middle. Okay. And then I'm going to get some silver and white sheer ribbon. And I'm going to tie a bow around these two top pinchy things, I guess. I might have to make a knot. Let's make a knot first and put it on top because it's kind of hard to grab it. There we go. And then I'm just gonna tie a bow. And this way they can just take off the whole clip. They don't have to untie anything. Alright, and then I'm just going to trim off the excess. Alright, and then we'll put our deck the halls. We're going to kind of cock it a little bit this way. And we're going to get our two Christmas bulbs. And I'm going to put a dimensional as far over as I can get to the left on that bulb. You can glue them again if you're good at that, but I get it all over when it comes to the bulbs like this. All right, and then I'm just gonna kind of stagger them. I could fit one more underneath there. I'm gonna take the top off. All right, and then I'm just gonna clip them right on the side. Make sure that my clip is in the middle and my deck the halls. You could attach this to the deck the halls, but I think it's fine without that. All right, and then the final touch, I'm going to put some gold festive pearls because we have silver and gold, so I'll put extra gold here. And I'll put one there, one there, and one over there. Alrighty, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. I'm going to move it down here. I like it down here better. There we go. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas or Hanukkah or any holiday that you do celebrate. I appreciate all the time you've watched this year. Alrighty, and Lori E, make sure that when you get my email, please send me back your address so I can mail it right out to you. Alrighty, Merry Christmas again, Happy New Year, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. This is it for me for this year. I will see you right again in January. Alrighty, bye.